Okay, numerical integration is actually to find the value of the definite integral of this. Okay, fx being the function, b and a, okay, being the limits. Okay, and with numerical integration, right, we will ask two questions. Okay, first is why we need numerical integration. Next is when we need it. Okay, why we need it is actually to find the approximate value of the area under the curve. Okay, so this is the reason why we actually need the numerical integration. And when we need it, okay, when it's going to infinitive, okay, what does this mean? Okay, I show you an example. Okay, we let fx goes to 4x cubed. Okay, we integrate fx. Okay, which means we integrate this, and we will get 4x 3 plus 1 over 3 plus 1. Okay, so which is 4x to the power of 4 over 4, which will get x to the power of 4. Okay, so with this, right, we have a limit, okay, of b and a right here, and since x is equals to a and x is equals to b, so we have a limit of x to the power of 4. Okay, so it's actually, the answer is this, which is equal to 0, whereby we cannot actually find the answer. Okay, now I'll touch on the trapezoidal rule. Okay, first I'll draw the graph first. Okay, I'll name it y0, y1, y2, okay, yn minus 1 and yn. Okay, so what is our duty, right, is actually to find this, okay, these strips, okay, all these strips, all the area under the curve, all here. Okay, so there's actually divided into different small trapeziums, whereby we are finding these are all the trapeziums. Okay, and okay, every single one is actually h. And what is h? H is actually equals to b minus a over n. Okay, b being the upper limit and a being the lower limit. Okay, so as we learned before, area of trapezium for one trapezium is actually half sum of parallel line multiplied by the width, okay, which is actually half the sum of parallel lines, which is actually y0 and y1 for the first trapezium, this one and this one, okay, which is actually y0 plus y1, okay, h is actually the width, okay, the width of this one, okay, h. This is actually one trapezium, and we actually have a lot of trapezium. So after adding up all this, we will actually have this formula. Okay, come out with this formula. Okay. Okay, and this will be the final formula. Okay, for the trapezoidal rule. Now, the last part, I'll touch on the advantages and disadvantages of trapezoidal rule. Okay, what's the advantage? N is actually odd or even, which means we can use, okay, trapezoidal rule in both odd and even circumstances when the number of stripes is odd or even. Okay, disadvantage is actually not as accurate. Okay, not as accurate as what is actually Simpson's rule, which will be actually touched by my friend later, okay, at the second part. Okay, thank you.
Okay, this is one of the example in trapezoidal rule. Okay, you can see that there is 1, 0 is the limits, and the function is 1 minus x cubed square root. Okay, and the question says that there are 4 strips altogether. So 4 strips represent the n number of strips, so n equal to 4. So for this question, we can use the formula of h equal to b minus a divided by n. So now we are trying to find the width, which is the length of each subinterval. Okay, so h equal to b, which is your 1, and a is your 0. N is by the total number of 4 strips. So the answer you get is 0.25. Okay, from here, which means that the subinterval is 0.25, which means is x 0, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, and 1. The difference between one another is 0.25. Okay, now we try to sub the value of x inside the function, which is 1 minus x cubed of the square root, and then the answer will be 1, 0.99222935. Okay, from the above table, we have see that we have find the answers for 1 minus x cubed square root. Okay, now we can just sub the value in, okay, to our function, which is 1 minus x cubed dx. Okay, so our formula for trapezoidal rule is h over 2 y0 plus y4 plus 2 y1 plus y2 plus y3. Okay, so this will be our y0, this y1, y2, y3, and y4. Okay, now we sub the value inside. It's equal to h. H is, we did that just now, which is h equal to 1 minus 0 divided by 4, which is 0.25. Which is 0.25 divided by 2. y0 we get it 1 plus y4 is 0 plus 2 bracket y1 0.9922 plus 0.9354, okay, plus 0.7603. Okay, now we have sub the value inside, and now we can calculate, and then the answer we get is 0.797.